Hey guys, so I see some comments. Some people have been here and been waiting. Yeah, it looks like when I got someone to schedule these for me, and I guess whatever time conversion website they were using, maybe it didn't compensate for daylight savings. So I'll have to check that for the upcoming one. Sorry about that. Yeah, I hate daylight savings time. It's every season. It's such a hassle to rearrange my oud lessons. Anyway, it is what it is. So let's get our ouds in tune here. So you can keep your general standard tuning, Arabic tuning if you want, or you can switch to Persian tuning. So we got C, G, D, A, and then down here this can be G or an F. For Persian tuning, usually it's a G, and then C or D, both are fine. Oh, hi Carol. This is not a new oud. I've had it for quite some time. I just don't use it that much. This is Sala Music's their luxury line of ouds, and it's an interesting oud, but it's not my kind of go-to kind of thing. They sent me this model to promote it a few years back, and it's an interesting instrument. The saddle bridge. This is what I'm not such a fan of. Saddle bridges on ouds. They have a different sound, and the feel is a little bit different too. The feel of the strings, that is. But it is a nice design in that, like what you can do with the saddle bridge, this piece of wood that the strings are laying on, you can take it out and switch it for one that's higher or one that's shorter, so you can actually adjust the action very effectively. And you can even change the wood to get a slightly different tone. I find that this oud, the sound of it kind of reminds me of a Persian barbat that I used to have. So I sometimes I just tune it to Persian tuning for my Persian students. So yeah, sorry about the whole time change and everything like that. I guess we'll let people kind of show up as YouTube does its thing and announces to people that that I'm live. If you have any questions on the get-go, I'd love to hear them. Let me know also how long you've been playing the oud. That way I can kind of keep you in mind and try my best to do something that's not too hard. Or something that is a bit harder if people are more experienced. These are sound absorption for recording. They're just like a soft fibrous material. Therefore, absorbing the sound for preventing the echo and whatnot. All right, here, let's see. We're gonna do something Persian here, but I didn't get so much time to prepare today, so I'm gonna find something that's in the right key. Let's do something that's fairly straightforward, fairly easy. And we'll talk a little bit about Persian music then. So what I have for you today is what's called Pish Daromad. Pish Daromad. It's like a prelude or an overture. In Arabic music and Turkish music, they call it Peshrev or Bashraf in Arabic. And in Farsi, I mean, that word Peshrev it comes from Farsi anyway, Pishro. The word Pish Daromad. Daromad means opening. And so they're related words, and it's an introduction. It's an instrumental piece that you would hear before like a whole suite of music. Yeah. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna get this up on the screen. Bearing with me. Okay, there it is. So this Pish Daromad by Ruhullah Khaliqi, and he's one of the old masters of Persian music. And this Pish Daromad is quite a nice little simple one. Nothing difficult. I grabbed this from the tar and sitar method books. Great little piece. Let's see if that shows up nicely. Okay, that looks good. All right. Let's go through it. So we've got, it's nice if you tune to G, your bass string, tune it to a G. That would be the best. That would be most ideal because they're going to use it a lot. As you can see here, it shows up here, shows up at the very beginning, and it will create a nice resonance. So Mahur, Dastgah Mahur is like Maqam Ajam Masri on key of C. So we got the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And Mahur also has a B flat. So we have two notes there. And usually that's used in certain modes, sub-modes of Mahur. We're also going to have a section here where it goes to Shur on G, or Abu Ata on G, or in Arabic terms, Bayati on G, where we've got the A half flat and a B flat. We'll see that. Let's hear the first line. 1 and 2 and... Pretty straightforward. It's very easy. We've got 1, 2, and tremolo. T is for tremolo. And then we can do all downstrokes. Because it's such a slow piece, you can do everything with downstrokes, even if you do it at a faster tempo. Let's see the second line. We're going to jump up to a G here, do the high octave. All pretty simple. G, C, B, A, C, C, B, A, B, G, G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, B, C. And then the rest, the second line is just jumping up to the octave. Let's see what's next. And if you have any questions, put them out there, get them in the chat, and I'll come back around to them. Okay. So you can see here that the Pishtarmat is very simple kind of melody, and it replicates certain rhythmical patterns. You can see dotted 8th note, 16th note, 8th note, 8th note. This is like a pattern that keeps getting repeated throughout the piece. So you can see there's a theme happening here. Dum da dum dum dum, something like that's happening. Dum da dum dum dum, dum 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 dum, dum da dum dum dum. But now the melody is moving. The melody, first it was around the first tetrachord. This is the kind of the intro space, home base of Mahur. Now it starts to travel, going to a different area. Using the notes on the next area. And there's a pause on that E. Now a pause on D. It's very typical, very elementary, rudimentary, or textbook kind of movements in Mahur, and in general Middle Eastern music, the way they play this type of major sounding mode. They often have these pauses on E on the 3rd degree and on the 2nd degree before coming down to the root. So this is giving you some clues to how to improvise. We'll talk about that maybe at the end. Okay, now the next line there, the second line you see, we've got pausing on D again, and then so it's creating this melody that lines up to land on D, and hold there, stay there, and then creates a melody that falls back to the tonic. All right. So now we go into a gushe. A gushe is like a sub mode of Mahur. Just going to turn off the autofocus here. And it's written here in Farsi, it's called Delkash, or Delkash. And this gushe starts to change the notes. So we've got the A half flat here. You can see that coming up right here, A half flat. The flag symbol is what we use to denote our half flats. We've got A half flat and a B flat. So it's like Bayati on G. Let's change this autofocus here. Sometimes it's autofocusing. And the reason why I'm doing a lot of Persian music these days on the YouTube Live is that I'm going to be doing I'm preparing a Persian folk song Oud lessons course. So kind of in line with my Easy Oud Songs volumes, but it's going to be Music of Iran, Volume 1. And it's going to include some of the most fundamental and essential and most beloved folk songs in Persian music. I have about 10 of those songs. And I'm doing the pre-sale this week. So if you're on the newsletter, you can hear about it. And that's going to be what's happening here. What is considered the first tetrachord in Mahur? The one on G or the one on C? That's a very good question. I'll get to that. Let's get through the piece. All right, so we're starting from this this Delkash section here. We've got the same, no change yet. Now here, for the A, you want to use your first finger. That's probably the best. So we've got this repeat sign here. That just means repeat the measure twice. We've got. And then if we scroll down, we get what's next, the G. Tremolo on C. And now let's do this in the high octave. Let's take it to the high octave. Let's not do it in low octave. No problem with doing that. It's just easier that way. Scroll down here. So this is the Delkash section. I'm just going to open it up, see if we can get a bit more visual on this section. You can see it a bit better. Still see me at the same time. All right, so let's go through that again. Briefly, we're going to go from this Delkash section, starting on C. So we're still in our second position here. We're using our index finger for the E natural. Right? Sure, I'm still visible here. Okay, good. Now move the index finger to the A. Use your third finger for the B flat. And then tremolo down on C. Now we're going to do this next three measures on the high octave. C, B, A, G, A, B, C. Now we have the section called Furud. Furud means return. Going back, so it's going to go back to the main Mahur mode, and let's see how that sounds. Page here. Okay, so we got this part here. So now there's that B flat. You can see how this is used. You know, when we've got the first kind of main zone or main gushe of Mahur uses the B natural, because the B natural, the gravity of the tonic, B natural, the C note brings the gravity of that note and naturalizes it. The B flat is used when the gravity is not going towards C so much. So the gravity might be coming to G or be staying within this one sub mode here. So you get this type of melody. You notice here for that measure, I use my upstroke on that note. Down, up, down, down, down. It just feels nice, so you can do that there too. All right, let's keep going down. And now the end of the piece. So we get this theme keep on repeating. Now we use B natural. Now some of these symbols you see here and notations are for tar and setar. You can just ignore those. It's got this double C. Don't worry about that. You can just play a nice fat chord with your bass string, C, G, C. That sounds very beautiful. All right. So that is piece Darmad Mahur, and if you want to get the notation for this piece, I'm happy to send it to you. You just got to email me. You can email me at support@OudforGuitarists.com. Yeah, and this week I am doing a pre-sale on the on my course. I'm going to put the link there in the description and also in the chat here. Hold on a second. Music of Iran. The link. Showing up in my history. Find it. One sec here. The course is going to be, I'm hoping to have all the lessons complete by the end of June. I want to get them done, so if you enroll in the course as the pre-sale, you get it at half price. The course is going to be $109, but you'll be able to purchase it this week, pre-sale price of $49. And you'll be able to learn the lessons as they get completed. I'll probably dump them in there as I record the lessons and complete them all. So yeah, check this one out here. Gotta turn it on. You can check the sales page out here. And happy to send this notation to me. You just gotta email me. This piece will not be a part of it because it's not necessarily folk music, and this is I wasn't thinking that this piece would be very compelling. It's a nice piece for beginners and developing oud students, but the folk tunes that I'm going to be having in there, they're like really classic pieces. This piece is not very well known, but the pieces in the course will be like essential, must-know kind of pieces. So that should work there. That link, yeah, go ahead. Check that out. Yeah, so yeah, check that out. If you have any questions about the course, email me. It will be like my other courses, my other Easy Oud Song courses. You know, the same kind of format. There's video notation. There might be some drum tracks to help you practice and whatnot. Yes, so check that out. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer any questions. I've gone through the piece now. Hopefully that was all clear. Let me know if there's anything you want me to show you again. Oh yeah, there was a question about the first tetrachords. Okay, so how to divide up the tetrachords. I hope the live is still working. There's something going on. We'll see. All right, so tetrachord, yeah, in Mahur. That's a very good question. I really like that question because I had the same kind of thoughts. So when you look at, unfortunately, because of the way that we look at the music these days, we use kind of a Western kind of lens in that we think of things as a scale. And we look at things from the tonic to the octave, you know. And so when we look at something in a textbook or something, we see C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And it doesn't really convey exactly what happens in the music in reality. So yes, in one way, the first tetrachord of Mahur is starting on C. You know, you've got that 5 notes, similar to Makam Rast in Turkish music and Makam Ushak Masri. Sorry, not Ushak Masri. Ajam Masri, or Makam Ajam. But there's the upper tetrachord. 4 notes: C, G, A, C, sorry, G, A, B, C. So this one, it's a bit different. It's a bit smaller tetrachord, but it's based on the same intervals as the first tetrachord: whole step, half step. Now the first tetrachord has 5 notes. The second tetrachord has 4 notes. But because it ends on the octave, it completes the whole octave and it sounds like we want it to sound. But in the real life, in music, it doesn't. These are just part of the story. And when you listen to the music, okay, when you hear the first opening melodies of Mahur, you hear this. So the tetrachords don't really explain what's going on in the music so well. They're just some elements of meaning of the melody. They help us conceptualize, certain zones that we have. So what happens in real life is that this is the home base. The home base, the melodies. This is the primary home base of the melody that starts out. You often, in the beginning of Mahur, you hear this. You hear this melody. Da 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 dum. And it's a little pause, a little cadence there. Goes up back up to D. So you can't really think of it too much in terms of first tetrachord, second tetrachord. It doesn't have really much meaning for the music. This is the first kind of zone, or that's why we use the term gushe. Gushe means niche, like a melodic niche or a theme within Mahur. And the first theme that you hear in Mahur is using that tetrachord underneath the tonic. So you hear that melody get reintegrated into different compositions, and you can see that in the piece that we played. I'll play the very beginning part again. There it is. That's the same melody, but evolved, changed, adapted to a composition. Hanging out on that G, and then going back up to D. So you can see how the melodies that are in the canon of Persian music are often regurgitated and adapted to compositions and put into composition. This is why there's a continuum. That's why Mahur sounds like Mahur, because these core melodies that we learn when we study the music are consistent. They evolve with each player and each artist that composes, but and they take on new life, but something is coherent about them. And so these melodies are there. So to answer your question in a basic way, the tetra, don't think about it too much as what's the first tetrachord. Think more of what is the first melody that you need to hear. What's the first zone of the overall scale or the gamut set of notes that you have to use in a daska, where do you start? You start around here. So I can make a melody that uses this zone of notes and some of the melodic features, maybe pausing on that G, pausing on the D, but I don't stray from there if I'm gonna play that opening. So I'm gonna improvise now. I followed the same contour of the opening melodies of Mahur that are written in our kind of canon of Persian music, and I improvised on them. I did them my own way, and I started in that same zone. I didn't deviate from that zone at all. So that zone is what we call gushe, or melodic niche within our bigger system of Mahur. So I hope that explains that question. That was a really good question, because as I was doing that, I was thinking about the same thing. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna get going now, and I hope you enjoyed that piece, and I hope everything is working okay, because it kind of looks like stuff is not looking like it's working, but I think it is working. All right, thanks so much. Really happy to see you guys here again. Thanks. Sorry about the time. That was unintentional. And I will send an email again for everybody, just telling them that you can watch again the replay at this link and check that out. And yeah, so thanks so much for joining. I hope you guys have a great, happy Nowruz and a great spring. It's already starting to get like clockwork in Japan. It just started to get warm as soon as spring came. It's pretty crazy. I'm glad some of you guys were able to stay around. Thanks so much, Devin, Heidi. Great to see you here. Carol, thank you. And yeah, we'll talk again soon. All right. Bye-bye.